everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies. Yes, I know I keep getting Dulles Airport wrong. I do, excuse my pronunciation, but in my defence, I'm pretty sure a lot of you would call Wangi Wangi Wangi, and we would laugh and then politely correct you as well. So very quickly, entertainment only. Well, we'll see how we go quickly. We'll have a look at the other court cases now. I'm just going to again do a quick summary. After I packed up from my readings yesterday, and I was making myself a lovely Cadbury hot chocolate with 4 marshmallows, because boy oh boy did I need it. I had heard as clear as day that the SCOTUS have just the dirty six, filthy six, I think I'm now calling them. Thank you for that. My beautiful viewer who mentioned that they had signed their own death warrant, and I went, what? And they went, no, not literally. So figuratively, they've signed their own death warrant. They were given a chance to do what was right, and they failed. Now, remembering that the SCOTUS is there to interpret the law, not to create the law. So they've significantly overstepped the mark, and we are in uncharted territories when it comes to 240 years or whatever of US governance in the modern era. Now, very quickly, I'm just going to remind you again, it's going to get wild between now and the election. It is going to be absolutely wild, and I've been saying that for a long time now, 12 months at least, and my ears are ringing, because those in the far right, they're not even conservative anymore, the autocratic dictatorship right, they are going to they're going to be emboldened, but they're going to get even more desperate to hang on to power. So turn off the commercial news if it's triggering you. Deep breath, fasten your seatbelt, pace yourself. If anyone says anything to you, ask them if they're registered to vote. If they say no, help them if they need it to get registered, and if necessary, help them to actually vote down the track, whether it be via mail or in person. Now, I was questioning the election itself this morning with my guides. If you hear a young female guide, yes, I've got a new guide that's here for the moment. She won't stay around forever like my other 2 guides. Her name is Su Chin. She is a young from the Asian region. I haven't pinpointed which country yet, but that's not important. And she's actually a really youthful energy. She feels very 80s energy. So she's not, she feels like an old soul, but she hasn't passed over for terribly long. And it feels like she passed over relatively young. She's very, very smart, very street smart, and I love it because she's in there with her over-the-knee socks, like, the long socks and the little mini skirt, and she's got her hair in pigtails, and she's chewing bubble gum. So if you think back to the 1980s Hello Kitty rage, she's very much of that era. So if you hear her, or either of my other 2 boys, let me know. So when I was chatting to them this morning and I said, holy crumbs, what about the election, stealing the election, Trump saying he doesn't need your vote, Roger Stone has said that they've already got a couple of the states, swing states, in their pocket to declare for the GOP, regardless of how the vote goes. I actually heard clearly this morning that there are going to be international observers brought in for the election. Man, one thinks, yeah, that's how desperate it is. So UN, I don't know where they're going to come from, whether they're UN or international court or quite what, but I just heard international observers. Okay. Really, it's got that bad? And as I split the deck, I'm using my runic tarot, quite a dark deck. I've just been told to use this one for all my readings today. And we are at a tower moment. So this is about contracts, and it's the 9 of Cups. first of all, it's my be careful what you wish for, but it's also the card that I use when I'm talking about Vive la Résistance and Slav Ukraine, etc. It's secret dealings done in the quiet corner of the pub, out of the public eye, to bring about a tower moment. This is what we're talking about at the moment. A tower moment where what is torn down and replaced with something new. Now, whether this tearing down is tearing down of these dudes or whether it's these dudes trying to tear down, so important that you all vote. Now, about a month ago or maybe even longer, I did a reading on the election, and I don't even know if it was on the election, it just came up. I did see that a blue stain going across 2/3 of both houses of our federal government. Yeah, the defiance, the messaging of defiance in regards to what's happened. The blue wave across both houses of government. And if this isn't a trigger to bring this about, I don't know what is. So what I'm going to start with, though, is I'm going to start with AOC. She's said as soon as they get back, she's going to bring forward a bill for impeachment of the Filthy Six, or at least a couple of them, that, well, just basically impeachment of the Filthy Six in regards to them overstepping their authority. So I want to have a look. First up, the AOC impeachment filing. How is that going to go? You want me to stop? Okay. No, you want to leave that one on the bottom. Oh man, your guys as naggy as my guides. Come on down, let's have a look. How's it going to go? Seven of wands. She's going to bring it down on them. Absolutely. There are 6 wands down here and 1 up there. What AOC is going to bring forward is going to be explosive. That is going to put the Filthy Six on their back foot and having to defend themselves. Wow. Now, the SCOTUS members cannot be removed and replaced without 60 votes, I believe, in the Senate. It's all done via the Senate. But unless they vote to remove the filibuster, and then they only need 51, the majority, which the Democrats have. So they can vote to remove the filibuster. I suspect they probably need 60 to do that. Then they only need the 51, and then they can vote to put the filibuster back in again afterwards. I'm not sure how it's going to work, but she is literally channeling lightning down onto this filthy half dozen. Challenged by the 4 of Swords, the leader, Roberts. She might be going after Roberts. So this is about wounded and retreating. Let's see how this goes. This may even be the bill just doesn't go anywhere. Let's see how it goes. At the base, we've got the 8 of Cups. Very much about you've got the little squirrel here racing down, stealing one of the cups from the crusty old dragon that's too busy chewing on the dead wood to notice. So this is AOC. This is AOC energy. 8 of Cups. In the past, 8 of Pentacles, skilled work, hard work going on behind the scenes. May also be the money trail that we know is there. Why else would the SCOTUS rule that bribery is legal if they weren't the dirty 6 weren't taking the bribes? But this is skilled work going on behind the scenes in the past. So do not underestimate. Crowning this reading, the Moon card, it is literally a fight of good versus evil over what is really precious. I don't know if you can see the rose and the cloche down the bottom there. Over what is really precious and what is fragile, and that is democracy. So this is the here and now. This is what is in the here and now, and it is literally a fight of good versus evil. This has been culminating since the Reagan days, when Reagan, first of all, created such a ghastly homelessness problem by closing down all the mental health facilities. But he also gave tax cuts to the uber wealthy and invested heavily into trickle-down economics. And there is a list as long as my arm of he broke the unions, him and Thatcher. Just a list as long as my arm of things that started in the era of Reagan. Now, remembering that Reagan in his second term was suffering from dementia, and he was more, again, very much a puppet figure for the ones that are now starting to come to the surface. And I'm talking the Heritage Society, the Leonard Leos and the Harlan Crows and the Federalist Society and all those. They've got their roots in this Reagan era. They've played the long game. They've played the long game of getting judges in, of getting politicians in, and now it's become the fruits of their labour are starting to become apparent. So it is literally a fight of good versus evil, and it is the voters who are the warriors. Right, AOC, the defiance, the immediate future, arms tied behind her back. She's not in the Senate. She can't bring forward a motion in the Senate, but screaming the defiance in regards to the inflammatory rulings that have been made. But her hands are tied, pretty much. All she's doing is just bringing it on display. Bringing it on display, and the wheel is going to start to turn. This is externally, especially amongst women. Women, youth, the wheel is starting to turn, and the power is there for us to take upon ourselves. Internally, it's a plan that's in the making, so this is not final step. I'm thinking that AOC is bringing this impeachment filing forward, so certain things get presented to the public eye, is what I'm getting. So this is part of a bigger plan. Hopes and fears. Ending. But ending of what? Ending of democracy, or ending of the attempted overturn of democracy? It's a hope and it's a fear. We've got the Empress as the outcome. Women, the birth of something significantly new. The enlarging. The Star. Look at these major arcana. The Star of hope, the star of the best of democracy, the best of the legal system, but you've got to fight for it. You've got to fight for it, the star of hope and healing, but you need to fight for it. And the defiance. The message of defiance and strength, compassionate strength, empathic strength. It's about community and caring, the strength of the people are going to bring about stopping what is happening and protecting the United States. A new protection, full illumination with the sun of this lying and stealing and betraying and sabotage and win at any cost. Moving things forward legally to a new dawn, a new beginning with this feminine energy, bringing forward a new plan, articulate speaker, inspirational speaker, new plan. Okay. In regards to those that are going to rape and pillage, a lot of big headlines, and another 10 bringing an end of a cycle and planting the positive seeds for the new beginning. So, AOC, I'm just going to say her filing for impeachment, it's not standalone. It is more of a wake up, people. It's like it's the first step in a process that's going to take us up to the election. And I'm just going to say it again, it's going to get wild. Okay, I'll leave that one as that, and then we'll have a look at the particular court cases. So, love to you all. Take care. Please, deep breath. I feel incredibly calm in that it's going to be it's going to be holy crumbs, but it's in your hand, this fight of good versus evil, as the voters. Okay, love to you all. Take care. Bye bye.